Hello and welcome to week 1 of this driveway series. Today we have a nice little strength and conditioning based workout to build strong footballer legs, incorporating some core work as well as some upper body for good measure. You don't need any equipment for this workout, however I like to have a ball floating around to remind myself what this is all for. We'll move quickly, first completing a round of 8 exercises to build rhythm, 30 seconds on, 5 seconds to transition, before moving into the heart of the session with 4 exercises that we'll complete 3 times, 30 seconds on and 10 seconds in between, and finishing where we started with a final round of 8 exercises to bring it home. So follow the prompts on screen as well as my voice, grab some water and let's get into it. So the first drill is on your toes. 30 seconds, nice and light, on your tippy toes, moving from side to side. Let's do it. Now, as I mentioned before, we're going to be doing 8 exercises as this part of the warm-up, 5 seconds transition, so we will again be moving quite fast. As the exercises get a bit more intense, there'll be more cueing to guide you through that particular exercise. Alright, 5 seconds to transition. Next up is the jockey. We're going forwards and back here. The priority is to keep the legs open hip width apart as you change direction. Working on agility, bit of coordination, remembering to breathe as you jockey forward and back. Alright, next up is one of my favorites, which is the lateral step over. This is a staple in building agility within the body. Using the ball, if you have one, to step up and over, ensuring that the legs don't cross as you do so, building that sense of rhythm. We're on to squat pulses. So we're going to be doing a 90-degree rotation, really trying to fire through the quads and the glutes. Nice, so building some heat in the body now. We're moving on to the football shimmy. This is all about speed of your footwork, tapping the toes on the floor, keeping the heels elevated. I like to really isolate the legs and keep the torso as fixed as possible. Doing so will just fire up your abs just that little bit. Keep it coming before moving over to jumping jacks. Placing the ball down, open up the arms as you open up the legs. Try your hardest not to fully pause on each of the movements, keeping that transition nice and fast. Alright, on to the lateral shuffle. A little bit of coordination here, holding the ball if you have one, and to ensure that the legs remain open, shoulder width apart, never crossing. Think of this like a slalom, like you're on a pair of skis going down a hill. Firing up the quads as you change direction. Last one, a little bit of abs, is the Russian twist. So using the ball once again, we're going to shift from side to side with the feet elevated, engage in the abs, twisting the torso. Remembering to breathe, we do have 30 seconds rest at the end of this exercise. All right, grab yourself some water, take a couple of deep breaths, 30 seconds rest. So next we have the strength and conditioning part of the session. We have 4 different exercises that we're going to repeat 3 times. First up is going to be the deep squats. So this is not necessarily about speed, but control. Getting as low as you can, using the ball, or if you want to weight in your hands, completely up to you. Maybe it's your water bottle. Focusing here on symmetry. So if you can't see yourself in the mirror, that's absolutely fine. Just getting a sense of, are you twisting slightly? Are you pushing through one leg more than the other? Keeping that symmetry throughout. Next up is the high planks, and we are actually resting 10 seconds in between the exercises, just so that we can focus more on the form and the transition between the exercises. So the plank to toe taps is a high plank on your hands, shifting back sort of into a shoulder extension, touching our toes, alternating which hand to foot we lead with. Important factor is to not drop your hips below your shoulders as you return to that starting position. Onto the pulsing split squat. So again, symmetry here is essential, and also control, making sure you're not crashing your body down into that lunge or squat, hopping and controlling yourself down with a little pulse at the bottom to fire you back up with that change of leg. You may find balance is a little bit of an issue, so if you want to skip the jump, you can just step into that split squat. And the last one is the bear to push up. So sort of incorporating that plank to toe tap. This can get a little tricky after 30 seconds. So down into a regular push up, shifting the hips back, extending through the shoulder, and then back down into that push up. Go at a speed that you feel you can maintain. Even if it's slower than what I'm doing, maybe it's faster, just make sure that it's controlled. All right, 30 seconds rest, and we do it all again. Now your body should be starting to feel warmer, the heart rate should be elevated, meaning that perhaps we can get a little bit deeper into these exercises. So back to the deep squats, focusing on that symmetry once again. What can we learn from our previous time through to make this set just that little bit cleaner? Again, remembering to breathe. 3, 2, 1. 10 seconds rest as we slowly transition to the plank and toe taps. Let's do it 30 seconds. If you're struggling with the breathing, I always like to breathe out as I'm touching my toe. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. All right, on to the pulsing split squat. If last time you stepped into the split squat, maybe let's try and pulse into the split squat. Now with this side angle, you can see that my knee remains at a 90 degrees at the front and at the back. So again, building on that symmetry, making sure that we're working the correct muscles, not loading too much into the knee. Especially on this specific exercise, it's quite a lot of force as we jump into the movement. And rounding out the second set with the bear to push-ups. Deep breath as we get down into the plank and push. Making sure your shoulders are not lifting before your hips as you come up in that push-up. Working that chest, protecting the lower back. And 30 seconds rest. Now this final set through of these exercises is where we really make the impact with these particular exercises, using all the experience of the last 2 sets to make the third one as impactful as possible. So back to the deep squats, maybe getting a little deeper than you have done before, really trying to test yourself. Ensuring that you're always in that controlled position. Again, remembering to breathe. Ten seconds rest to transition. We come back to that higher plank to toe taps for the last time. Let's do it. Lovely work. All right, 10 seconds to transition. This is a challenging exercise to keep that balance as we start to fatigue. If you need to step into it as opposed to jump into it, by all means, just try and keep it going for the full 30 seconds. Lovely work. 3, 2, 1. Final exercise of these 4 bear to push up. This is where you really need to keep your focus, keep your motivation as your arms get tired. Lovely, 30 seconds rest, and then we eventually finish up with the warm-up to round this workout off. So 8 exercises, we've done them all before, but grab yourself some water, take some deep breaths before we get started with the first, which is on your toes. All right, away we go. Nice and light on your tippy toes, sort of easing it out before we build the intensity with the remaining 7. Five seconds to transition. We're going to that jockey, forwards and back. Really concentrate on keeping those legs open, shoulder width apart, really trying to keep that coordination. Your mind is tired, it's gonna wanna wander on you. Let's just try and get it back in that rhythm once again if you find yourself stepping out of it. Onto the lateral step overs. 3, 2, 1, let's begin. Up and over, breathing in and out, pumping the arms. The faster you pump the arms, the faster the legs will move. Core engaged, keeping that head sort of central over the top of the ball as your legs move. 5 seconds and into the squat. Let's do it. Remembering to pause and pulse before jumping. Think about jockeying an attacker with the ball. Moving from side to side. Onto the football shimmies. This is where the legs start to feel that fatigue. Try your hardest to shift right to left, activating the glutes, pulsing as fast as you can. Keep it going. 3, 2, 1, and we're on to jumping jacks. Place the ball down and away we go. Make sure we're not cheating that jumping jack. Make sure the hands go above the head with every rep. Lovely work. Two exercises left. We have the lateral shuffle, finishing with the Russian twist. Let's do it. Really loading into that leg on the outside, pushing off to change direction. Really important for football. Changing direction is a staple of the game, and it's important that we condition our muscles, our joints, ligaments, tendons, to be able to withstand that force. Last up is the Russian twist, finishing with the abs. Away we go, side to side, keeping the legs from swaying too much. Core strong, shoulders back. Rotate from side to side, let's do it. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Fantastic work. Thanks for being here, guys. I hope you enjoyed it.
Nice work, folks.
And we'll see you in the next one.